So I wanted to explain a little bit about our health indicators. It's one of the core features of the Crux offering. It's available in the majority or across the majority of our dashboards and reports. And ultimately, it's there to help you triage and prioritize your time accordingly. So for every metric that we track in BigQuery, in your data warehouse, we allocate certain percentile ranges historically over the past 12 weeks. And this is done on a day-to-day basis. So we're taking into consideration weekday seasonality as well. So as an example, for every Monday, for your conversion rate, for your meta click-through rate, we're looking back at the past 12 Mondays to get the top range, the mid-range, the bottom range, and all of the ranges, percentages in between. And we're saying, is this metric right now at the top of that range, in the middle of that range, or at the bottom of that range? And based on that outcome, we're assigning it a specific category, and that category determines which indicator is displayed. So we have 4 buckets of indicators: high priority, caution, opportunity, and just normal. Normal won't show. The whole premise of this system is to try and reduce cognitive load, trying to get you focused, sped up in terms of your daily routine. So you know when you come in the morning and you look at your daily triage report, you're just going to focus on either these high priorities or the opportunities, and you don't really need to worry about anything else. So if you only have a couple of minutes each day, I recommend you come in, you review your triage report, or you go to your key channel and you give it a once over. So health indicators will show in the top right on these metric health components, as well as these scorecards. So it's there as an attention drawer. So instantly, if I'm looking here, I'm just glancing, I know, okay, win rate's an issue, cost per user is an issue, click-through rate's an issue. If I've got 30 minutes, that's what I'm going to focus my time on in terms of doing a further deep dive. So the premise behind these is to ultimately answer this question. You know, if I'm coming in on a Tuesday and I'm looking at Monday's performance, is that value for yesterday normal? Do I need to worry? Or is it just part of the regular weekday noise? So it's separating what's just sort of traditional, historical metric fluctuation from, okay, this is actually abnormal. Something's up. I need to go and dig deeper and look further. So, as I mentioned, we look at the past 12 weeks. We are considering weekday seasonality within this because we know that's a big factor for e-commerce businesses. Weekends perform much different to weekdays. So we take that into consideration with this analysis, and we come up with these 4 scores. In terms of how we actually display these for certain metrics, it differs depending on the type of metric that you're looking at. So volume metrics like revenue, orders, sessions, we categorize them accordingly. So urgent being in the bottom 5th percentile, caution 15th to the 5th, opportunity the 90th. Rates we evaluate slightly differently. These are because they fluctuate slightly less. They're more stable. Rates are always out of 100%. So if you're looking at a metric you're not sure, just say to yourself, is this measuring something out of 100% or not? We evaluate those according to the thresholds here. So bottom 10th percentile, urgent. Caution is the 20th and below. Opportunity, anything above the 85th. And then we have a different set for efficiency. Obviously, they're reversed for something where lower is better versus higher being better. So CAC, CPC, CPMs are going to have the reverse scale compared to average order value, lifetime value, marketing efficiency ratio. So based on the indicator, we recommend some actions, some follow-up steps. If something is flagged as urgent, you probably want to be taking a look into that pretty quickly. It's a good sign that things are moving in the wrong direction. It's performing significantly worse than it is normally. So you need to go and investigate that further. Things that are flagged caution, they're not critical, but they're potentially approaching critical status. So monitor it, keep an eye on it. If it continues to be a caution, maybe look further. If it disappears, no need to take action. Things flagged as opportunities are not always, there's not always going to be an opportunity behind them to actually capitalize them, but it's there to sort of tell you this metric is outperforming significantly where it has been the previous 12 weeks. So if it's something like spend, CAC efficiency, that might be a signal that, okay, let's go and invest more, or let's go and see if we can push more traffic to the site, or depending on what that metric is, can we capitalize and take advantage? So to summarize, essentially they're there as a triage process. If you've got limited time, use them to prioritize accordingly. Keep an eye out in the top right of these performance evolution charts, as well as the scorecards on the various reports.